you are gone now. Yeah,
Real talk, I used to have to think that I had to have it all together so I could help somebody else, right? Because I am on this journey to help you and myself to become the higher version of ourselves, right? I felt like before I even started this YouTube channel that I had to have it all together. It had to be picture perfect. Like, how you gonna be out here helping somebody else, baby, when you need help your dang on self? And that's why it clicked to me like, girl, it takes a community. It takes people in their experience to share with other people on their journey. Like, you don't need it to be picture perfect because that's all you see on the internet. Sometimes you need the raggedy ends to know, okay, we all can do this. Where I am now, I'm not stuck. I'm not delayed. I'm not none of the above. I'm right where I need to be to step into the higher version of myself. Look, I thought my story, the real one anyway, was a little too messy, too vulnerable. Ugh. I don't like to get vulnerable at all. That's just not in my nature. I thought that was a sign of weakness. And then again, it was just not finished. I had not reached the finish line to be able to tell the story of how I got there. But I have reached so many milestones that I know will help so many other people to continue on their journey to becoming their higher version of themselves. But listen, here's the truth. All those parts of ourselves, the messy, the doubtful, the stuck, the unsure, the one that just cannot let go of her limiting beliefs, they all shaped us into becoming the person that we're becoming today. Like, we had to go through that fire to become the person that we are becoming today, which is our higher version of ourselves. So I just want to say shout out to the doubtful Brika, shout out to the non-confident Brika, shout out to the limiting beliefs Brika, shout out to the people pleaser Brika, shout out to the unhealed Brika, because all of those Brikas are making this Brika that's sitting here become the higher version of herself and untouchable. So at the end of the day, if you ever felt like you had to do it alone or like your past disqualified you, this video is for you. Today, I want to unpack the limiting beliefs that almost broke me and show you how I started breaking them instead. Growing up for me, I watched my mom be a single parent too. Um, so I watched her be strong. I watched her do everything on her own. So it wasn't that I just inherited a child. I also inherited the mindset of being a single mom. Like, I felt like you had to be strong, you had to perseverance, you couldn't make excuses. And time, I got burnt out after burnt out. After you getting burnt out so many times, you feel like asking for help is a sign of weakness. Anyway, that was it. That was the case for me. Like, you asking for help is a sign of weakness, and I didn't want to be weak. I seen there was another woman that was a single parent that was weak, and how it backfired on her when they asked for help. Nobody wanted to help, or you just hear little small things when you're a kid that you just like, okay, I'm gonna put a pin on that and put that at the top. Don't do that. And that's what those limited beliefs became for me. Like, don't ask for help. You got this. You can do it on your own. You're strong. And you see your mom still perseverance, still move forward and able to be the best parent she is to you. You can do it too. So in my mind, like, being strong was the best thing you could do. Being weak or being vulnerable was, or asking for help was weakness. But at the end of the day, for real, asking for help and using your resources, that's a real flex. That's something that you should be proud of. And that's something that you should be happy that you have a resource that you can actually reach out to and get the help that you need. Whether that's from being a single parent or you just out here just need someone to help you physically, mentally, or spiritually. Don't be afraid to ask for help. No matter what. No matter if they say no, no matter what, just don't be afraid to ask for help. Weakness is not being vulnerable, not asking for help. Because let's be honest, you not asking for help leads you to burnout. And burnout is weakness, baby. You don't have the energy or anything to do what you need to do because you done burnt yourself out. And burnout can look like so many things. And one thing I learned is because I asked for help, that does show a sign of me with strength. Because if you don't, one way or another, God will make you sit down. Now, you can either do it the hard way or the easy way, which is asking for help, or the hard way, him sitting you down. And sometimes that doesn't look pretty. Sometimes that causes you to be sick where you have no other choice but to lay down and rest. Sometimes that causes you to, lose certain things that you desire because you lost sight of certain things. But at the end of the day, ask for help. One of my second main limiting beliefs: if I slow down or if I'm not on the timeline that I'm supposed to be on, I'm not productive. And see, at the end of the day, I align my worth with what I got done, like task worthy stuff. I align my worth with how much I did or how much I was able to get done. And at the end of the day, God does not reward hustle; He rewards alignment. And I was all out of alignment. Slowing down is not weakness either. It's not that you're behind, or even being a single parent doesn't mean that you're behind, or you gotta, because I know it's a plenty of people I can name so many stories where, oh, the new trend that's out where it's plan A, married by 25, kids by 27, that it is plan B. My plan B is a single parent making over six figures, living her dream life, and helping others to become the higher version of ourselves. Period. Point blank in the story. It really did teach me God doesn't move off of hustle. God moves off of alignment. So remember that God doesn't move off of hustle. God moves off of alignment. So you have to be in alignment. They say slow and steady wins the race. So you're right on time. And at the end of the day, God knows no time. He can make miracles happen in a split second. Right before our eyes, right before we blink and open back up again, there's a miracle standing there or over there, whatever the case may be, there's a miracle. So you're right on time. You might feel like you're behind because of your age or because of what this world might say where you're supposed to be. But at the end of the day, you're right on time because God's timing is always what they say. He's on time, he's on time. Oh yes, he's on time. Okay, you're right on time. The fact that you're even here trying to elevate yourself and get help and join a community full of women that want to become the higher version of ourselves says a lot to you. That you're starting over, not necessarily starting over, but you're stepping into a different version of yourself that requires you to be in alignment with God. So let me ask you this. What is your definition of confidence? I know my definition of confidence let's put it like this. What I thought confidence was, how you dress, how you looked, how you showed up. And I'm not speaking on energy. I'm talking about your appearance, like how you're able to own a room when you walk in because of how you look and how you're dressed, and your popularity on social media. That all built a platform for you being confident. But I had to find out the hard way that is the epitome of not being confident, because that was everything I was. I could dress up a mess. Let me tell you that. Okay. Hair would be done, makeup would be beat for me anyway. Nails would be done, or all that done every day, but I was still not confident, and it showed up in my energy. I didn't have to say a word. I didn't have to tell nobody I wasn't confident. From the outside looking in, I looked confident, but my energy on the inside was not. what I found out, what real confidence is showing up despite of the fear, despite of what other people have to say. It's showing up as your authentic self. And that doesn't mean you have to show up in your braids that you got under your wig, but that just means you have to show up as you are despite what anybody else have to say. And that includes being vulnerable. And that was one thing I had a problem with, is being vulnerable. And vulnerability shows confidence. It shows you know who you are, you know where you at, and you're open to growth, you're open to new things. And also confidence is admitting you don't have all the answers, but you're willing to show up anyway. I just said that in another way, but at the end of the day, it's about you being you, regardless of what anybody else say. One thing, when I look at people and I see, I'm like, that girl got confidence. I used to look at them and be like, oh, her hair is so pretty, da, da, da. And she got confidence, not knowing she was just as insecure as I was. But the real confidence was the ones that showed up on, irregardless of what anybody else said, scared, shaking in their boots, but baby, they was up there speaking with confidence. Okay. I had to learn that I don't need to be perfect to be impactful, and I don't need to be polished to be powerful. And you definitely don't need permission to walk in your purpose. All the permission you need from yourself and God. And yet once the two of you align, baby, you unstoppable. So let me give you some helpful affirmations or tips, something that you can write down and recite to yourself when you get those limited beliefs that pops up in your head. Remember, help is holy, asking is powerful, rest is productive, alignment over hustle. My story is my blueprint, not my baggage. My child isn't missing out on nothing. They're witnessing a warrior healing. To recall one night, I was just so frustrated. I was home with, of course, with my daughter. I was just so frustrated at my ends with, like, I just felt stuck. I just didn't know where to go, what to do, how to do it. And I just wanted to really give up and just be like, okay, this is it. This is all. This is where, the journey ends. You have manifested this, your new house, your car, your job, this, that, and the third. You got everything you need. You should be satisfied. And I realized with those thoughts, it's something I realized with those thoughts and that mindset, I was in survival mode. Like, I was in a state of mind where it's like, oh, okay, you did one thing, clap for you. You did another clap for you. This is it. But I had to remind myself, you're no longer going to stay in survival mode. I had to write down affirmations to know, like, I deserve more. I am worthy of more. This is not the end of it. Yes, you received some things that you wanted, but God has so many other things that's on the other side. You just have to be in alignment with it. You just have to be open to receive it. You cannot go in here with old skins and expect to get new wine. You have to be able to change your perspective on your outlook of life to receive what is destined for you, because this isn't the end. Yes, you got over this one hump and here's another one, but you have to persevere. You have to keep going. You have to get over this. And that's some of the things I was telling myself in the mirror, like, girl, you got this. We're not in survival mode. Those days are over. We're going to get through this. We're stepping to a higher version of ourselves, because at the end of the day, you are not raising no quitter as a child, so you cannot quit in front of your child. It's time to rise up. Okay. Now that we have heard some of the things that I've done, I want to, again, I know I did this in the last video, but again, I want to go more in depth about it, because this week I have encountered some of my limiting beliefs that try to come at me again, but I have to keep reminding myself. So this is just another reminder of what we need to do. So I got my notes here. So one thing we said last was know where it came from, or name where it came from. But right now is like, name that belief. Write down every belief that feels heavy and restricting, and ask yourself, who taught me that? Where did that come from? And is it even mine? Like, does it even correlate with who I am and who I'm becoming? We gotta really dig deep. Like, if you have to even go on Chat GBT, baby, go on there and see what they give you as your limiting beliefs, because you'll be surprised. But please, it's like, and you have to, it's almost like when you're on your healing journey, your therapist, and they're asking you, um say for example you're dealing with anger, and they're like, when was the first time you ever felt anger, or when there was the first time you ever had this feeling, and you're like, okay, I was a child at 6 years old, and I remember I had this feeling when my mom uh, went to work, and it just made me feel sad and abandoned, blah blah blah. You have to go back that deep. You have to go back that far to get some of those limiting beliefs that you have got so comfortable that you believe that is your reality thus far. Like, one of mine was being a single parent. Um, I remember people telling me, "Oh, you ain't gonna be able to travel like you used to." And guess what? Me and my baby going go out of the country every year. My baby probably got, I think, maybe right now only 7 stamps on. No, it's probably about 7 or more stamps on her passport, more than I had before I even had her. Okay, so those kind of things, like, do not allow those things to keep you stuck in where you are. Like, oh yeah, raising a kid, it is people say it's expensive. I don't say that. I think God provides every aspect of my life that I don't even see the expenses. Like, one day I had to literally sit down and just think about everything extra that I have to do. Like, if I was single, what would my expenses be versus now being a parent? And it's like, I don't miss a move. I have more now that I have a child. I'm not telling y'all to go out here and have a child and you're gonna have more. It's just my perspective behind it. I don't look at my child as an expensive expense. I look at her as something that's continuing to help me grow and become a better person because of her, or because of your child, end of the day. So it's all about your perspective. It's all about your mindset. It's all about conquering those limiting beliefs. Because I could have took what everybody say on the news, on, parents say, people with two household paychecks say that, oh, kids are just so expensive. Kids, da 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 da. You gotta have money to have kids. Yes, you do. But if you have a different perspective around life, everything else will come easy to you. You don't know how God will open up so many doors for you, regardless of, like, I'm going on a rant right now, but at the end of the day, you don't know how God can move. Like, you can have $100 in your account and still be rich, because you pull up to wherever you're going, Chipotle, and you paying for, you about to get ready to pay for your meal, but somebody else pay for it. You still only have $100 in your account. You go to pay your mortgage, but somehow, no way, it's already paid, or your rent is already paid, or it's a glitch in the system and they can't go back on it, so now your rent is paid. Or you go and try not try, you go and get your dream car, and so happen they running a sale on the cars, and now you don't have to put down a down payment. You don't know. My whole point is, you don't know how God will move to make your life more richer. You don't have to have the numbers or the zeros in your account to show that you're rich, baby. Your energy, your perspective, the way you lead with love will show up in places where everything will already be paid for you before you even get there. You won't know. And that's how I feel when it comes to my child. She is not a burden to me. At times, I felt like she was mentally, but she is not a burden to me financially, because of my perspective behind it. And me and my child, honestly, we both have more than enough. And I know God has so much more for us in the long run. But that's my rant on behind it. Again, we have to dive deeper into those limiting beliefs, those things that people said that you now start to believe in as part of your reality. Let's flip that, because that's not true. It's not true. It's not a part of who you are. We have to live in la la land at the end of the day to combat some of those limiting beliefs. And that's just the truth behind it. Now, the second thing, I already said it. You have to flip it. You have to flip that thing. Turn it into a truth, right? So here's an example. I have to do it alone. Becomes, here it becomes, I'm divinely supported in ways I cannot even see. So the fact that your limiting belief is like, oh, I'm a single parent, I got to do everything on my own. If you're flipping it and you're reversing that thing and you are speaking, I'm divinely connected to the resources that I need to help me get along, to get things done, to get things um, where it gives me spare time, spare money, whatever the case may be. I'm connected to that. I'm in alignment with that it comes to me so easily. The third thing is to repeat. Repeat it over and over. The affirmation, repeat it over and over and over and over. What I do, I record a memo. I have a memo for my journal entry that I do every morning. I do a daily affirmation. It's different every morning, just based off the feeling that I have that morning when I wake up. I do an affirmation for that and I record it, and so I can listen to it over and over again during the day if I need to. I have my journal though, prompt that I use every morning. Like, I'm gonna write it down. Well, I'm gonna type it in my digital planner, and then I'm going to say it, and then I'm going to listen to it over and over again. I sit and I meditate on it, on that word over and over again, until now I'm starting to see some of those results, that some of those things I say in my journal. Okay. Again, repeat it over and over again. Record it. Record yourself saying it. If you need to do a video, if you're more visual, do that. Do whatever it is that you need to do to be able to repeat, have this on repeat. Again, it's going to feel like you're delusional. It's going to feel like you're losing your mind. I hope so, because we don't want to be stuck in the old mindset anyway. That is dead. That is over. That is finito. That is what built us to where we are, and we think it, or think our old versions of ourselves, but we got to move forward into this new and embody this new version of ourselves. Okay. You don't have to be fearless to move forward. You just got to be willing. You got to be a willing vessel. You got to be able, when they say be a vessel for God and be able to be used, you have to be that vessel so God can align you with all the things that He has for you, sis. Okay. And let's be clear, you don't have to have it all together. I don't have it all together. And here I am sitting talking to you. You just have to be willing and able to share what you do have. Let's remember, you're not behind. You're just being built. And baby, it takes a good minute to build quality, and it takes a good minute to build a mansion. We ain't mediocre around here. And see, the next level that you go to, it won't require burnout, but it will require belief. You have to believe. Anything you believe will come true. First it's a thought, then you say it, and then you believe it. You have to believe it. Whatever you believe will be your reality. Period. Whatever you believe will be your reality. Just think of all of the things that you believed, and it's your reality. It ain't no coincidence, boo. You did it. Ain't no coincidence behind it. It's your beliefs that's becoming your reality. Promise you. I believe I had a thought about being a single mom. I believe I'll become a single mom. I prepared to be a single mom, and here I am, a single parent. However, that ain't keeping me stuck, and that ain't keeping me bound, and I am not one of those typical single moms that they talk about. Okay? Whatever you believe, your reality will become. Whatever you believe, your reality will come. I want to help. I want to build this. We're not. I want to. We're building this community full of women that's going to be stepping into that higher version of ourselves. If you are stuck with even naming the limiting beliefs or where they come from, I want to help you. Reach out to me whatever way you know how, through email, DM me, comment below, and I'll reach out to you, or whatever the case may be. Please reach out to me. I want to help you with that. If there are any ways we can help figure out what those limiting beliefs are, what affirmations we can put behind those limiting beliefs, whatever steps we need to take to get you on the continuous path of becoming in alignment with your higher version of yourselves. All right. Now you know what to do. Go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification button to know when the next video comes out. Because again, we're going to continue to dive deeper into becoming our higher version of ourselves by using my Beyond the Vision Board planner. That is free. The link is below. So go ahead and download it and follow along this journey with us, because I want to see you win on the other side. Okay. So again, the next video I want to do more about feelings. So that's just the next tab after limiting beliefs um in the planner. So we're gonna do feelings. Again, this is a journey. We're gonna take our time. We're gonna take our time and dive into each aspect that we need to do. In the meantime, go ahead and jot down those limiting beliefs and those affirmations to go over it and repeat it. Repeat it day after day after day. Until then, I'm out.